What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're here for episode 93. You guys see episode 93. We got this thing going and going and going and going. Hey, we doing good. If you're coming in here, make sure you hit that like and that share button, guys. If you're coming in, make sure you hit that like, hit that share button. Now, before we get this thing going, guys, now I got a man here. I'm gonna tell you guys, I got a little head start on him now. This guy, he's a real renowned chef. He's real renowned, guys. Mr. Corey Glover. You guys see him? Well, you guys see him. You on Facebook? It's Corey that dude Glover. But if you went to OW between the years of, I'm gonna say between '02 and '05, you know him as Headhunt, because he had people head hurting because he was bringing that wood to that linebacker spot. What's going on with you, Corey?
All is well, man. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Man, I want to thank you for coming on, man. So how we get this thing started? We want to start back from the beginning. Right now, we know you are a well-renowned chef. We know you're doing what you do. You know you cooking at the studios. I said, man, you cooking for the Real Housewives of Tennessee, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You cooking for everybody. So I want to get it started from the beginning. So tell everybody, I'm talking about Burke. So tell everybody where you're from, and let's get this thing started from the beginning.
Yeah, man. So like Marvin said, my name is Corey. You could call me Chef Corey. You could call me whatever the case may be. High school, I had a nickname, Taterhead. So I mean, a lot of people know me by Tate. For those that grew up with me in high school, I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina. And I own a personal chef business called Sip and Season. I'm located here in Lexington, South Carolina. With my business, we cater any event in the privacy of your home or venue, regardless of the celebratory milestone, whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, small intimate weddings, bachelor parties, whatever the case may be. Okay. We're going to come to your house or event and we're going to knock it out. We also offer brunch services, indoor or outside, poolside, in the pool, wherever it may be. Indoor pool, outdoor pool, talking Ray J moves. Yeah, man. Yeah, other than that, man, it's business is going well, man. Having fun with it. It's a blessing. And yeah, I love it, man.
Okay, now that's where we at now. So let's start from the beginning. So say on the bird. So like so you would because let me tell you. So I laugh at Princeton about it. It get real funny. And shout out to Big Juice and Little Juice between Bamberg, Denmark, and Orangeburg. I'll be confused sometimes.
Say that one more time.
Sometimes I get confused sometimes. So you was born and raised in Orangeburg, or you were born in Bamberg, then y'all moved to Orangeburg?
Yeah, so I was born in Bamberg, but I always went to Orangeburg schools. Because Pops, he always said like during that time, during those years, like the school system in Bamberg and Denmark it reminded him of the movie Lean on Me. You know how everything was ran, how everything was rampant, kids in school and all that. So we always went to Orangeburg schools. So I always say I was from Orangeburg because everybody I knew was in Orangeburg. I think we moved from Orangeburg about until at least I was 9 years old, I believe. Then I've been in Orangeburg ever since, and of course stayed in the school system. So I've been in the Orangeburg school system all my life, from elementary school on up to high school.
That's a question. So if your kids had to ask, for those who don't know, this is another me and Corey go back. This is another. It's funny how things always come full circle. Yeah. Back in the day, we went to a church called Bowman Temple. Shout out to Bowman Temple, which is always seen.
Yeah, shout out. BT.
Shout out coming around. So if one of your elementary school teachers was if somebody had described Corey as a child, what do you think would be their best prognosis of you as a child? Like what would they say? Like, how was Corey Glover as a child?
I always think I was a reserved kid. I was never that bad kid, you know. growing up, I was a kid that wore the glasses, and I could never take care of them. So pops ended up giving me what you call the Steve Urkel glasses. So I always asked. I was a big kid, big strong kid, but I look like a big strong geek too with those glasses. Shout out to Pops, man. He gave me contacts 7th, 8th grade. So man, I was happy. I was happy to get rid of those glasses. But teachers wasn't explaining me, man. I was a quiet kid. I never gave them any problems. Came to school, did my work, did what I had to do, and go home.
No issues. Okay. So now you get to elementary school. So now I got a question. So I'm doing this for all the Bruins out there. Shout out. Speaking of Bruins, hey guys, this is my class. This is our 20th union. Shout out class of 05, OW. Our 20 years this year. So I got a question to you. Before we get into cooking, at what age does football get introduced to your life?
Man, I think as a kid, you mean like when I started really watching it or started playing?
Stop playing.
So I didn't play football until middle school, man.
Okay.
So around that time, a lot of kids, they was already playing like rec league. So they already had a whole lot of experience before I did. So I always wanted to play football, man. I think it's the fun and the thrill of it, the contact and all that.
Okay.
You could put on all this equipment and hit somebody and it's legal. That's fun to me. So you can run around freely and just hit somebody, but majority of the time I end up knocking myself out with concussion. So you already know how that go.
Yeah, I know how that go.
But yeah, so I was introduced to football in middle school. We started playing. Yeah, I don't think you couldn't play until your seventh grade year.
No. So, now when we played, but back in our day, we could play in 6th grade.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I could. We didn't start till 7th.
Hold on. Now, unless shout out to Coach Thompson, the Coach Gordon, they were lying because we was playing football in 6th grade at Clark. Now, whether we supposed to or not,
I ain't
that's a different question.
Grade, man. No, it was 7th to 8th. Then from there, you just going up. We didn't start in 6th.
Shout out Clark.
Yeah,
it's too late
I
now.
I went to Howard Middle.
Okay, so you start playing. So like, at what point do you realize, man, I'm pretty good?
Probably my 9th grade year. I didn't know all the fundamentals of the game. It was more of like instinct. You know what I mean? Half of the times I didn't know what I was doing on the field, man. If running back get the ball, I'm going to chase you. So middle school was cool, but they really didn't teach you a lot about technique, how to drop back in coverage, and understand gaps. You know what I mean? High school, when I got to high school, they really taught me a lot of that. 9th grade was a crash course. 10th grade is when I really started to really learn the game and started getting into it. And just learn like the defense and just learn about the gaps and how to drop back in coverage. What routes his wide receiver is running, things like that.
Okay.
And you got good coaches like Coach Brown and man, what's my linebacker coach? I forgot his name. Man.
Did you have
I see his face.
Dansler? Yeah, Dansler. You ain't had Dansler.
This big light skinned dude. He played for state. I forgot his name. I forgot my coach.
I'm saying coach name wrong. Coach that you had to man, coach. I feel bad now.
He coaches now. He coaches
at
he coaches his own team in high school. I forgot what city.
Yeah, it wasn't Dansler. Danny,
one Dansler. No, he was light skinned, big.
Yeah, light skinned, big coach, kind of big and swole. Played for state.
It wasn't Dansler.
Oh, it wasn't Dansler though. Okay. I can't remember.
I forgot his name. Man, I feel bad, but yeah, he's a great coach, man.
Whoever you is, coach. Shout out to you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They'll be
but okay. And so, for those who don't know, I'm gonna give you a little heads up. It's like y'all don't see Danner, Justin Danner.
Thank you. Coach Dana.
Shout out, Phil. Shout out, Phil. Just a data, man.
Yeah,
Coach, I call you Coach Coach Dansler. My bad.
JD.
Just a data.
Yeah.
So we all know. Now, let me tell you, it's a funny story. Well, you might not know the story, but I'm gonna tell you the story anyway. And this story about you, because for those who don't know, Corey's balling out. So I came in 05. So I was a freshman, Corey's junior year, and I'm gonna let him explain more to it. What happened? But Corey was having some issues, and he couldn't play no more just because he was preserving his health. And let me tell you something. This is no lie. Shout out Big B. Big B, one of the strongest human beings from even to the day I've ever strongest human being I've ever known to this day.
Yeah, that was a man child, man.
Big B dang near was in tears. Upset. I don't know if you even know the story. So if you don't know the story, I'm telling you the story now.
No, I
He
don't.
was there and upset and almost in tears that when he found out that you couldn't play no more.
Oh man.
That's real talk, real story.
I didn't know that. Man.
Yep. The B was like, man, he can't play no more, man. Man, we had him, man. I'm telling you, man. Because we had Zoe and shout out Zoe and 40, but he was like, man, he was really that thing really hurt him. So this thing, I'm like, man, this Corey for Boomer Temple. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but this Big B about to cry.
You know what? Now that you said, I do recall him saying that, man, because it was me, Big B, and Sam, Big Sam. We always had like a little clique. Yeah, we talked a lot, man. So we always talked about what schools want to play for, because you know they die hard Georgia fans.
Yes, God.
So we always had this workout regimen, man. We just wanted to get better as players.
And y'all was when I think about it, y'all was one of the 3 strongest people on the teams.
Yeah. B was definitely the strongest. Me and Zoe was like neck and neck. Yeah, Zoe was a man child too, man. Shit,
yeah.
Jeez. Our whole linebacker squad was we was some ghosts out there.
So yeah, y'all was monsters. So something happened. So I want to know. So like this so at this point in life, and you did this at a young age too. I don't know. You can look back at it and I realize it. So what was the pivot from being like you just linebacker, everybody looking to now like you're not playing no more. So what's that pivot in life at that point in life? What's that pivot look like?
It was abnormal. I would say that, man, because after that, I had 3 concussions by my junior year, man. Before the end of my junior year, and I remember, by that time, concussions really wasn't a huge thing like it is now. And honestly, I really didn't know what a concussion was until I had my first one, and that's what it told me what it was. And I started researching and doing all this stuff because I didn't know what it was. I was like, well, why you set me out while I got a head injury? I mean, it sounds serious, don't get me wrong, but in my mind, I was like, I don't have a broken arm or broken leg. Why can't I play? I really didn't know the severity of it and how much damage it could cause. Looking back at it now, I don't regret it. And the thing that really hit me, man, I saw this kid. He was a quarterback in high school, and he had 13 concussions. By his last one he was a mushroom. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And it was a hard decision, man. I can't lie. I cried about it, man. It just took a lot of thought into it. And with the position I play, like I'm constantly hitting. And that kind of scared me, man. It's like, even with scholarships and everything that was presented on the table, I was like, how long could I last even with a scholarship? If I knock myself out, how good can I be in a classroom with, I was suffering with headaches, man, for a long time. And I was taking B12 vitamins like every day. And I had migraines for after high school, maybe another 3-4 years. Even after I quit, I was still suffering with them. And did I see any change? Really, no. I wouldn't say that. But I remember I felt like I remember feeling my first one or my second one was like, man, I think after the second, third game of the season, this was in September. September is hot, right?
Yeah.
And I could feel like my body just shivering like I'm in Colorado in the months. Like it affected my body in a weird way, man. And I put on a whole sweatsuit, sitting on the couch under a cover, like just shivering like this. And that was my second one. I remember that. I'll never forget that. It's like I don't want to feel this way no more, man. Third one came, then that's when I saw the video, and yeah, I made a decision after that. And I remember going to Coach Brown's office, and that was like the toughest. I was scared, man. I was scared. I was scared going in the office by myself, but I had to do it.
Hey! I'm a grown man, and I see Coach Brown, and I feel like I'm a boy again.
Right, man. It's like his presence demands respect. I mean, great guy, man. Good coach. But it's like when you respect a coach like that, man, and don't get me wrong, he wants best for you. You know, he definitely tried to talk me out of it, but he definitely understood. He said, I remember the conversation. He said, man, just give it a few weeks to think about it. If you change your mind, then come back. I said, all right, which is reasonable. Then I remember, like, man, a week later, I was in lunch, and he came and tapped me on my shoulder. He was like, man, Florida State was just here, and he saw your film. He said, you think about reconsidering? I was like, oh, man. I said, just, yeah, Florida State. At that time, Florida State was a good school to go to, man. I was like, they had a linebacker squad out of this world, too. And I thought about it, and I just never put back on the cleats, man. That was it.
I tell you what, that's a strong decision. I'm telling you because and this is the thing too. I'm gonna tell you guys too. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If Corey was sorry, it wouldn't matter.
Right. right.
I hate to be like if you were sorry, it wouldn't matter. Like, oh God, yeah. And let me tell you, it's so sad because when I bring things for football players, you're sorry, okay. I don't be visible, but like when I know I'm that guy, like okay, I gotta really think about this thing.
Yeah,
So you made a decision because they definitely. And I remember because for some reason I remember you being there, Wake Forest and Aaron Curry. I don't know why I put y'all two.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So, okay, so all right, so we graduated school. So now, what's the after you graduate? You graduate class of 03, right?
Yeah.
So after that, how life treat you? What you what's going on in life at that time?
At that time, man, just trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. Honestly, I didn't know. I thought I was going to be playing ball for somebody. So I ended up starting at OC Tech. You know, at least get some classes under my belt. At least the what you call it? I guess the standard classes, like all your math and English and stuff like that. The classes that's required. Before you really go into taking a huge major. So I started doing that, just getting all those credentials. So I know I wanted to get that out of the way while I was deciding what I know I really wanted to major in. Then it kind of hit me. I remember my sophomore year, I was supposed to start on varsity. Then I pulled my hamstring, right? And Coach Brown, he kicked me back down to JV, man. I was hurt. I was upset. And the stupidest thing about it, man, I was playing volleyball during the summer, and I pulled my hamstring. I was like, yeah, I got to go back and tell Coach Brown this, man.
Hold on.
Man,
hold on. You put your hamstring doing what?
Playing volleyball, man.
Man, what a fight, bro. Man, what you doing, man?
Put my hamstring playing volleyball. This is my opportunity to start on varsity. He put me back down JV, man. I was upset. I was upset, man. And but nevertheless, I think from that point I kind of figured out what I wanted to do because I knew I liked science. So I was like, well, let me do something in the therapy world, whether it was physical therapy or occupational therapy. Because when I put my hamstring, I had to do outpatient therapy. And I was like, I like this. So I was like, well, I want to go this route. So I took up, kinesial physiology and all that stuff, learning about the body and all that stuff, and just went forth from there. So after OC Tech, I went to state. And after state, I went to Trident Tech in Charleston to the OTA program. Talking to my man, I wanted to go to get my master's or bachelor's. Where at that time, I think to get your degree, it was either a master's. I don't think doctors was even required. But talking with my mentors at the time, she's like, just go get your associates. You can make as much as an OT. Working as an OTA, just get a full-time job and work PRN, which made sense. The income to debt ratio was far less versus getting your doctors or your bachelor's, your doctors or your masters. Which was like, $100,000 in a hole. My program, the program I took was like maybe 30, 40. But it wasn't much at all. So, which made a lot of sense. So from there, worked in the field for like 8.5. Sorry, man, if I'm going too far. You got questions for me?
No.
So from there, man, I worked in the field. Did that for 8.5 years. Man, after 4 years of being an OT, I kind of figured I didn't want to do it no more. Just from seeing so much, how the business ran, just seeing what corporate, like I'm very attentive. So just seeing how corporate run things, how business ran in the building. Everything is all about productivity, man, in therapy world. If your productivity is not great, they could cut your hours or, whatever the case may be.
So I got a question. I got a question. For you. So in a perfect world, somebody going, I'll make sure I say it right, is OTA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody coming in, perfect world, OTA, what are you making? Everything right, everything not right, but everything regular. What are you making per year? Not you, but just somebody coming into the field.
So coming straight into the field, you can make between 45 to 50. So I mean, it's not bad. That's average in South Carolina. But with me, I was working full time, and I had 3 other PRN jobs. So with PRN, you don't get benefits. So and you don't get tax either. So you get the whole enchilada.
Like kind of like contracting almost.
It sort of, yeah. So I was working full time and had a benefit. So with PRN, if I get paid and don't get taxed, I get the whole check. So yeah. So say if I get work amount of hours and say my check is $1,000, it doesn't get taxed. I keep the whole thing.
So you pay that in a year or something?
No, like in 2 weeks. So I will work full time.
So you got to pay your own taxes.
No. With PRN, you don't get taxed. Yeah. So keep in mind, like I already had a full-time job. So that check would get taxed because, I'm getting benefits taken out like Social Security, all that stuff. Insurance, all that stuff is getting taken out my full-time job. PRN wasn't a full-time job. So when I got off my full-time job, I would go to my PRN job after that. Then I would work on the weekends. And that check went tax. So that's why I say the income to debt ratio is far less than somebody that went to grad school.
Dang, okay. I had no idea about that. Hey guys, I just learned something new. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, PRN jobs was it, man. So I work like 3 hours when I go off work, like maybe 2 or 3 times during the weekday. Then I work on the weekends like 5-6 hours. It's a decent check. So that check alone paid off my truck.
Shout out to the PRN.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
shout
man.
Out to the PRN,
I'm
man.
telling you. So if you go into the field,
I had a joke just now.
Go ahead.
I said a joke just now. I'm about to start. I'm about to say that must be one of them Trump incentives I ain't know about. But I don't get nobody started though.
Oh man. But I would
but
say
that's what's up.
anybody
But I
get
had no
into the
idea.
field, anybody get into the field. I mean, getting your doctorates or masters is cool.
Mhm.
It's just a piece of paper, man. To be honest with you, the only difference between OT and OTA is OTs just do evaluations. OTAs don't. We do everything else OT does except
Evaluate.
evaluations. That's it.
Okay.
And we don't write. We don't do evaluations, and we don't write orders. That's it. That's the
Okay.
only thing we don't do. It's just a piece of paper, man.
So when you finally got into it, so how long would you say that you did OTA? How long? How many years did you actually do the job before you decided to venture off into another field?
So I did that for 8.5 years.
Okay.
But of course, through that time, let me back up a little bit. So when it comes to cooking, man, I always had a thing for cooking since high school.
Okay.
I
Okay.
never took it serious though. Like I knew I didn't want to go to culinary school and work 60 to 80 hours a week for somebody else.
Okay.
That was out of bounds. But also at that time, I didn't know there was a such thing as a personal and private chef. Because my thing, with watching Fresh Prince, who was the butler? Jeffrey, right?
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey did everything. He was the
Yeah.
butler. He was a chef. He did. So I ain't know anything about personal and private chef. I thought the chef in the house was the butler. So
Shout out Jeffrey. You sure
yeah,
did.
shout out
You
to
did
Jeffrey,
everything.
man. Shout out to Jeffrey, man. So I didn't discover about a personal private chef maybe until 2012, 2013.
Wow.
That wasn't that long
Hold on.
ago.
Hold on. And at this time, when you found out about it, you still in your.
I'm still working.
So I got a question. So, and you working? No, I'm gonna say the right name. So when you working, at what point do you say? Because I knew who one of your first clients was. So at what point do you say, I really love cooking, and I want to make my hobby so that I can make money? At what point? At what point does that register?
Oh
Do you even
man.
try it?
Man, it was just out of curiosity, man. But I remember in college, the program I was in at the time for school, they wouldn't let you work. So I was driving. I took off a year just to work to save up money because I knew that before I had to get in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Just I could have some money for gas, do something.
Yeah.
With my girlfriend at the time, wife now. Just still do normal things. So
That's why you got to hold. That's why you got to hold the man down. See, it pay off in the end, ladies. It pays off in the end. So you go ahead.
So at that time, man, I still wanted money in my pocket because I still had to feed myself doing breaks in class, and the school was like an hour drive there, and an hour back every day. So I was going back and forth every day, 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So even in between that time, man, I was baking pound cakes just to make extra money. Yeah, at that time. So it kind of
Hold on. We ain't gonna skip past that. So, question one thing. So, when you start making pound cakes? Oh, when you start baking?
So, man, you know what? What's the girl name? She went to high school with us. How I forgot her name. She was on your podcast. How I forgot her name. I'm tired, man. Trying to figure out. I'm bad with names right now. She's a model.
Rachel.
Yeah, she's one of my first customers.
So wait a minute. So okay, shout out Rachel. Damn, Rachel the model.
Yeah,
so you just said
exactly. Shout out to Rachel.
So she one of your first customers. I get that part. So you just woke up one day and said, you know what? I think I'm gonna start selling pound cakes. I like you was already baking before. Like, where does this come from?
I wasn't even trying to sell them, man. I was just baking it because my love from cooking came from my grandmother, right?
Okay.
So she ended up passing the recipe down to me. So it was just original recipe. And I just kind of like twisted and made it my own.
Okay.
So I started baking it. Then I posted on Facebook, and it's called the Very Berry Pound Cake. Delicious, man. Okay. And people saw it. People was like, "Yo, can I buy one?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so I started getting extra gas money from there. Even though they say we couldn't work, I still work Fridays and Saturdays. then like I had no time. All I had time to do, man, was work, study, and sleep. That was
Okay.
it. That was it in that program because it was intense, man. It was super intense. Um,
And so,
from
I got
there,
a question. So you did this. So in this program, I like to do this just so I let people know how many people have looked like you in this program.
oh man, it was a good handful, man. It was me,
Wow,
Lee, Anthony, Princess.
I'm
Say
surprised.
about a good 6, 7 in the
Out
class.
of
The
out
program
of how
at that
many?
time, we started with 22. By the time we graduated, it was only 18.
Okay,
So it was a good bit of us that graduated.
okay,
Um, but I mean that when I say that was a classroom, like I knew everybody's name. Like we were so cool
got
because
you.
everybody just wanted to graduate, man. Everybody
Yeah,
wanted the best for each other. So we would always have study groups. Yo, let's go to Zaxby's. Let's rehearse this. Let's study these
study.
um, notes and stuff like that. Let's get ready for the test. Let's get ready for the boards. So we was
Okay,
all in for each other, man. So we all graduated. We got jobs. We still got a Facebook group now. We still keep in contact with each other.
man,
So
that's
that's how
great.
cool we was.
So, and I also want to say one more thing. You know, I got to be a side note. On a side note, shout out to you get the recipe. But Shadana and Crystal, y'all should be ashamed. How that recipes keep y'all at the court? Somebody got to answer to that.
Oh man,
but
yeah, I
but
still
but, but
got that
that,
recipe
that's
too,
still a
man.
blessing, though, huh?
I still got that recipe too, man. All the
But
recipes you gave
that's
me,
still
I
a
still got.
blessing, though, that you even had the wherewithal. Like, you know what? Let me bake this cake. Let me bake this cake. Let me see people do it. And then there's one thing. Then people like, you know what? Somebody say, you know what? I'm gonna support him. You buy the pound cake. If it was
Yeah,
nasty, they would say something.
yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, she bought that pound cake for Mama's birthday. I remember that. I remember me and her at CVS, right there at the four-way, man, off 601. Yep.
Let me tell you something, man. See, people don't know. Sometimes they don't know how much you be like, man. I need his money, and
Mm-hmm.
that act still resonates with you to this day. Even that you know cook for all these people, you know, doing
Yeah.
all these things. Like, hey, I
And it started with a
appreciate
pound cake. It's
it.
crazy,
Shout out
man.
Rachel. Go ahead, Rachel.
Shout out to Rachel, man. Rachel the model, man. God bless you.
Well,
But
okay, so
yeah, it
you
all started with a pound cake. But from there, man, I knew even though I like my work, I didn't like
uh-huh.
baking. Right.
Okay,
So, and I don't want to be known for baking because I still love to cook. And
got you.
I remember I always had that love for cooking. I remember coming home one night, man, from work, and the show called Iron Chef America came on. It was like clockwork, 11 o'clock every night. And
Yep,
I discovered Bobby Flay. I never knew who this dude was. And
yep.
this dude was a must. Like he never lost. Like his food was super good. I didn't eat it, but you could tell it was good. Just
Oh
like
yeah.
it's like he didn't talk. Like I never knew what his voice sounded like until he had all these other shows. I was like, who is this dude? Started researching him. The way his style of cooking, um, what regions of the world was cut, all different kinds of spices he used. He's
Yep.
very eclectic, and I just kind of like study him and what kind of food he cooked, and I just kind of like took that, put it in my own style. And so even while I was working full time, I would take at least $50, $60 out every 2 weeks, just invest in myself, man. I go buy something, I YouTube it, or I type in Bobby Flay on YouTube, get some chicken or some ribs, see
And
what he
try.
did, put it on the grill, see how it turned out. Oh, this is good. All right, let me turn it. Let's reverse that and cooking it my style, my way. Test it on the
Okay.
market. It's good. Bam. That's how it went.
Okay.
Then I remember Tori, man. Shout out to Tori Jackson. We worked together. That was my coworker. Um,
Okay.
and so around that time, I was cooking food, posting on Facebook, and she was like,
Uh-huh.
"Yo, put it. Long story short, your food look good. My mom's birthday coming up. Can you come cook for me?" I told her no at least 2 or 3 times. All right, because it's one thing to cook for yourself, but it's a whole nother ball field to cook for other people, man. Because all
Correct.
the things you got to take in considerations like timing, um, Can you keep the food warm? You got to plate everything, make sure, the food ain't cold. So all that, man, it took time to learn. And around that time, I told Toy straight up, I said, all your food going to be frozen. Man, I was straight up because I didn't know how to resource for food, man. Like, I didn't know the thing about Whole Foods and all these other stores. Like, everything came straight from Walmart out the freezer.
Yeah.
Your shrimp, your fish, all that. But it was good, So from there, man, I really started taking a little more serious while I was working, and just watching Food Network, man. And shout out to YouTube University. That was my culinary school.
That's real.
Learn a lot of tricks and trade. YouTube is a school by itself, man. If you think
It
about
is.
it, you learn a
It
lot.
is.
It's almost like TikTok.
It is.
Yeah, YouTube was TikTok before TikTok came out. And so yeah, man, I would watch Bobby Flay like religiously, man. And you have brunch on Bobby Flay. You have all kinds of shows, Chop. Man, I would jot down things people making, what kind of ingredients you're using. I would go back to the store, use my paycheck, bring it back home, test it out.
And
I
do
like
it.
this. So I started a business. It went legal. So my first business, quote unquote business I had was called At the Table. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
But I didn't have an LLC. I just wanted a name instead of using my name.
Yeah.
So that's what I had. So I had that name for about 3-4 years. Old client of mine found out another lady had the same exact name that's local. And she had an LLC. That's when Sifting Season was born in 2019.
Let me tell you something, because I remember one person that posed you, and this was early on. You cooked some leg quarters.
Some leg quarters?
Mm-hmm. Marcus.
Yeah. Him and his wife. Yep. I remember that. They was like my second clients.
Yeah, because it was early. Because I look at them, I'm like, damn, what Corey started doing like private chef thing.
Yeah, around that time, man, I was still learning. I ain't know anything about the business. So yeah, so at the table, it's crazy because it's a full circle. The lady that owns that name At the Table, I actually met her last year. Super nice lady, man. And what she does in her business, she gives back to the community. Like, she teaches kids about food, how to cook and stuff like that. Chef J. I gotta what's her full name? I gotta find that out too, man. Like, I'm bad with names, but I'm great with faces. But she's local. She's right in Columbia. She actually featured me on her show as well. So much love and respect to her.
Man, shout out to her. We'll work it out. So at this point, so this is my question. All right, so now, all right, and for those who don't know who OTA is, what an OTA is, I'm gonna make sure I say it's an occupational therapy assistant. Okay. Occupational therapy assistant. For those who know what it is, I know. Let me tell you guys, I'm not that smart. I just found out what it was a little bit long.
Just acronyms, man. That's all it is. So you got PT, you got OT, then you got PTA, then you got OTA.
Okay. And so what the whole time you cooking is you still being an OTA, right?
You're right.
So I got a question. So at what point? So I know it's always the big moment comes. So you cooking, you're doing your thing, you cooking, doing your thing. At what point? I'm gonna call it. I don't want you to say a dollar amount. At what point do you get the phone call or the email or text? You was like, okay, I can really make some money at this thing. Like this thing could be the main thing at this time. Like, wow.
Yeah. So when I really started seeing it, that was really time while I was still learning the business. Was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found the Sifting Season, I was in 2019, right? So we all know what happened in 2020.
COVID hit, everything shut down.
Everything shut down, but it was a blessing because restaurants shut down. So who they called on? They call on us. and which was a blessing. So even at that time, man, it was tough just working there at my full-time job because everything was shut down. You couldn't get a part-time job. I wasn't taking the vaccine for nobody. And on top of that, like I went from making, 75, 80 hours every 2 weeks to barely getting 30, 35. So it was tough, man. You got little kids, still got to pay daycare, all this stuff. So it was a blessing because everything, all the hours I lost, cooking pretty much compensated that. So when COVID hit, that was like March, and I was busy. A lot of you not, man. I was busy every weekend from March to November. Every weekend.
Whoa.
Every weekend, man. And again, at that time, I had skills, but I didn't know anything about the business, right? I didn't know how to charge people. I knew a little something about profit and loss, but when it comes to like budgeting, food costs, how to charge per, I didn't know anything about that. So I guess you could say that was one of the lessons learned. So I always tell people, man, it's nothing worse than cooking for somebody and going home broke, right? I had a little bit of money, but as soon as I get it, I'm putting towards bills. I really didn't make a profit at all. But it was a lesson learned, so I learned a lot from that. Fast forward 2021, that's when I met my mentor. I went to his retreat. Shout out to Chef Andres Hinojosa. He has a chef group called the Chefpreneur, like entrepreneur, but you put chef in front of it. So I went to a retreat in Orlando 2021, met him. That's when I learned about the business, how to properly start a business, how to gain clientele, how to charge, effectively worth your value, so forth, so on. Then from there, it really started popping, man. So I learned how to use like different platforms like Thumbtack. So Thumbtack really got me on the map with like a whole lot of clients. Because at that time, I was like, I don't think, my ideal clients, no offense to anybody, I don't think my ideal clients are going to be local. Fast forward now, I don't have a lot of locals. So 98% of my business is out of town. So that's why I met a whole lot of individuals, like a whole lot of repeat clients when it comes to the masters. I got those guys again next month. This is like the 4th year. I got to cook for them. Then when I leave there, I got to go to Augusta. Got to cook for some more people in the masters.
Yeah.
That's why I was running all these brunches, man. The whole point of running the brunch, that brunch special, was trying to get more locals and try to stay closer to home. But peak season,
we got to go to money at.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give people a glimpse of, what I could do. But it is what it is. So yeah, peak months coming up, man. I'll be on the road forever.
But I got a question. So even on the road, so like, even with something be so simple, like it's not simple at all. What's the experience like? I'm gonna talk to you from cause like you going from here to here. So like, I know it's a point to where like I remember when I saw you cook for. I'm gonna just say the first person I realized that people I know. When I saw you cook for Travis Green.
Yeah.
So like when you do that, when you go to cook for Travis Green and then you on the road, like how did you learn? Like, because one thing cooking here, you forget something. What was that? I guess I want to say a learning curve or whatever it might be to go from like, and like when you cook for him, like this could be this can go either way. If I do this right,
yeah.
And it's the thing too. I also know how people work too. He took a picture, but some people be like, "I'm not taking no pictures." Some people be real. I've learned talking to some of my friends that have to deal with certain. I'm not gonna say celebrities. I'm gonna say people of certain. I'm gonna just say class. That they can be real nice. They can be real funny. You just got to learn to read the room. And when you read it, leave it there.
Right. Nah, man, he's the exact opposite. Matter of fact, shout out to Gloria. When I was working at the time, she was a nurse at my job, so she she sung on the choir at his church. That's how I got
Okay.
introduced to him.
Okay.
I remember the first time I cooked for him, man. I pulled up to the house. His wife opened the door. She had on a big onesie. That's how chill they are. She had on a
That's a
big
little.
onesie. I think it was a rabbit.
That's
And
a little. That's a little too chill for me, but continue. That's a little.
yeah, so I was like, oh man, I expecting to be, she first lady. I thought she's gonna be all dressed up. Man,
Yeah.
she's super casual, laid back. He was super chill. Give me that. Hey, family, man, good to see you. Nice to meet you. Super chill people, man. Met the boys. That was in 2021. First time I cooked for him. So again, that was a learning curve, and he stays right in Elgin, so he's local.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so after that, that was a great experience. And I had my first big client in December of 2021. Beautiful home, man. She's like, her and her husband like a multi-millionaire. Shout out
Local
to them. I
too.
can't disclose their name. That's my secret.
You gonna say name, but they local or not local?
They're in the Charlotte area.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
question: did they look like us, or did they look like?
Yeah. So they
And so,
moved
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
they moved from California. So her husband is like he's like executive for like I think Wells Fargo Bank or something like that.
Okay. So how they
So
find you?
huh?
How they find you?
Thumbtack.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thumbtack put me on the map, man. And that's how I gained a whole lot of clients and a whole lot of repeat clients. So yeah, man. People use platform. I always tell people, man, people think social media is the way to go. I'm not knocking it, don't get me wrong, but man, that's what I always preach, value, man. You gain enough value for yourself and you get enough reviews, put yourself out there, a thumbtack, people find you.
So
Now, if
I got
you're
a
the
question.
client you want, it's gonna find you. And
So that when it
they
comes
just
to
run from
contact,
there,
is
man.
contact one of them things like people write reviews on you and they see you, or it's like, or they be like, or they be like 30, 75 people have used this chef on Thumbtack, so that's why you
Yeah.
should use this chef. It's like one of those kind of things. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So it goes the way Thumbtack it rates you on, so say like you inquire, right? It rates you on how fast you reply to that customer and your reviews. And, make sure you post pictures of your work and stuff like that because people eat with their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you put your work out there, you look at the reviews, make sure you reply in an adequate amount of time to that client so they could talk to you because every lead you get charged for that. So if you don't reply right away, you could lose that client, man. You could lose a whole lot of potential money. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes
they
sense.
charge you for it. So with Thumbtack, you set a budget. My budget used to be $100 a week. Now it's like 65, 70. So for like
Okay.
3 leads a week. So I kind of numbed it down. But yeah, you get charged for every league. And the thing about that, every league is not promised. So if you get charged, I mean they're gonna book you. So you can
Okay.
lose out on money. You just taking a risk. But that go back and ask your question when, things started progressing, the money coming in. After 2021, well, by 2020, man, I was kind of like burned out from the job. I kind
Which
of knew
job?
I didn't
My
want to do
cooking
it
or your
anymore.
real job?
My real job.
Let me not say real job. I don't like the way I said that. Cooking or your job that you had to do to make sure your family was okay. That sounds
Yeah,
better
my
than I
first
say.
job, my first main
Okay.
job, the therapy. Yeah. So I knew after by the end of 2019, man, I was kind of like checked out, just mentally, man. Just so much going on at work. Then like when 2020 hit with COVID, man, that was kind of like I broke the camel back. And but I think God kept me there for a couple reasons to keep me humble, um, to teach me a lot about humility, and I just honestly think I still had like a responsibility for the patience I had, man, because it was depressing going in there, man. I'll be honest with you, it felt like a death
Damn.
sentence going there every day. Because
Damn.
with COVID, it was unpredictable, and my biggest fear was contracting the virus and come home and wipe out my family. You know what I mean? So it was
That's
scary,
real.
and I had it twice. So and we lost half of our residents in the building. Going there was like a ghost town, man. It was That was a time. It's kind of depressing, to be honest with you. So that's when I started, losing hours at work, going from 75, 80 hours a week every 2 weeks to barely getting 30, 35 every 2 weeks. So, and like I said, man, nobody else was hiring at the time because of COVID. Couldn't get no part-time job. Really couldn't go anywhere. My thing was getting off work, come home, wash, get my kids, come home, and just pray over myself and my family. That was it. That was my main focus at the time. And but fast forward, man, my mentor 2021 at the retreat. In the 2021 was closed out great. 2022 went through so many managements, man, through my years working there. Just got tired of it. You probably heard me, well, not heard me, saw me write my testimony about 2022.
Yeah.
And man, that when God spoke to me, that was about October. Yeah. Then 2 months later, I put in my notice. Left a week before Christmas, my job. And that was it.
Okay. So now, side note, we all know. Shout out to Corey and his beautiful black queen. But what is that conversation when you said, "Hey, sweetheart, I think I'm about to leave this job and go full time"? Like, whoa! How's that conversation?
It went good. It went good, man. Like honestly, at that time, I don't know if anybody could. I'm sure you could relate, but at that time, man, I just felt like God's push. Like I should have been left.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And by that time, it got to a point where I was either going to have to leave my job or I was going to get fired. I put in my notice.
Oh, because you were taking off. Because it's easier when you be like, okay, we can actually see the money. Like it's like the it's making sense to leave because okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not just that, man. It was a whole lot of, and I knew God was pushing me out the door because there was a whole lot of things that was happening out of my control. I'm like, why are these things happening to me? It was just weird, man. I got a whole bunch of stories about that working there, man. But
I believe
it's just so many things happening out of my control. I was like, all right, man, let me just put in my notice and leave. Like, I hear you. I got you.
Hey,
You know,
here's my thing.
put in my notice.
And this is my thing too. Like, I'm asking you a question. Just from like an Marvin point of POV, like a Marvin point of view. What does it feel like to have to get paid for your passion enough to where you can live a comfortable lifestyle? What does that feel like?
Great, man. I can't lie. But I would say, man, being an entrepreneur is not easy, you know.
Okay.
Especially on a small business. Like what I do, like the money is cool. But you gotta better yourself every day, man. Like it's constant. Like just take charge, man. I always tell people it's not a competition. Like work like you feel like you're the best in the industry, but at the same time, don't make money a target. Money is gonna always be there. And that's the thing I learned, man. Like once I started to create value and people notice that. Because before that, people would question, why I'm charging such and such and such. Man, I built enough value now. It's like, this is my price. All right, send an invoice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you create enough value for yourself that the money's going to come, man. So that's how I started. I think God really blessed me with a gift of creativity and vision. So that's when you see me start doing the brunch. You see the watermelon mimosa fountain? Who doing that?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody. I should have patented that. I'm going to work on that tonight.
Man, you the pet. And let me tell you something. You do some. Shout out to Princeton. That's Corbin's brother, but he my brother. He my big brother, but that's Corey's real big brother.
Yeah,
let me tell you something.
We all brothers.
When did we laugh?
He's a clown.
Like because Corey posts his menu. I be like, man, everybody be fried chicken. Corey be like, hey guys, I made some strawberry lemonade pound cake fried chicken. I'm like,
It's not normal, man. It's not normal. So it's you definitely got to know who you want to target as far as your clientele
You do it,
and
man.
just
You
work on
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Well, and I love some of that question. So like, man, I'm about to run out just now. Hold on, let me get our words together. Shout, um, shout out the ladies who get on plane to see people, whoever they are. But anyway, I'm just saying. So like, I'm a cleaner because my mom is. I see she here, so I can get show out too bad at night. So how does it feel? You get that when you get that first phone call. That first phone call, I'm gonna say first booking. My
Mhm.
price is my price. So now, side note question for those guys who trying to be private chefs or whatever. So that when your price is your price, but I say this person is in Colorado. So do they have a price plus um flight and fare, or you take care of fare and you just charge the price? Like how does that go? Like what's
No,
that look
so
like?
for instance, the way I charge, so let's say like somebody inquires. So the way I charge, I have a flat rate per person plus food costs,
Mm-hmm.
right? So no matter what, I'm going to get that flat rate. So for instance, like a full course dinner starts at $500 plus food costs.
Mm-hmm.
All the charges apply, like because I travel so much. So the other fees include like gas, hotel room, that don't come in my pocket. So no matter what, I'm still gonna get that $500 plus tips. So I charge them for the gas, I charge them for the room and all that. So somebody calling from Colorado, I already know they got the money, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna fly out, so I'm gonna charge them for the plane ticket. I mean, even if I get the plane ticket, it's a write off, right? But I'll charge them for the plane ticket, um, hotel room. I gotta get an Uber. I gotta get there unless they
Yeah.
gonna arrange that for me. Um, but other than that, that's it.
So
Then
let me
of
ask you a
course,
question.
my rate for however big the party is, I charge that plus food costs. And yeah, that's it. So like for
So
instance, let me
go
break it
ahead.
down. So I got next month, I got the Masters, got these guys coming from Jersey, right? So I charge them per person plus food costs. I'm charging for rental, I'm charging for gas and a hotel room
Mm-hmm.
and for help. I charge them for a sous chef too. So
Uh-huh.
nothing comes out of my pocket.
Mm. And guess what? The food's so good, they don't mind paying.
No, no, man. That's why I say, man, you got to be a value. It's not even about competition, especially when you're trying to run a business. You don't got time for competition, man. Because if you can't pay your business taxes and all that stuff, you ain't gonna have no
And
business to run. There won't be no
so
competition because you can't cook for nobody. You know, so
facts. You
so
you cook for the house. So
yeah.
let me
So
ask you a
it's
question. Just admiring status. You ever cook for somebody or you give somebody something, you be like, man, it's a different kind of money out here.
yeah, yeah. It is. It is, man. I can't lie to you. Like I didn't think you could make so much money cooking, man. But because
No. I'm not talking about your pockets. I'm not
oh
not your pockets. Not what they're paying you. Like you went somewhere and you walk in there and you be like, oh man, this a different. There's levels. You walk
oh
around, or they be like, oh, what you charge? Don't worry about it. Like, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god,
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
level.
yeah. That's my first client in the one I was telling you about in Charlotte. They moved from
Okay,
California. Um, what part of North Carolina stay in? I forgot. Um, Waxhaw. Waxhaw is a very rich part of North Carolina.
okay,
Waxhaw.
okay.
And yeah, man, there's a lot of I knew they had money when I got to the gate. I was like, you stay in the gated community, yeah, you got money. So when I get there, man, like you not, man, they had three cars in the front. They had I can't remember. It was a G wagon, but they still had more cars in the garage. They had a 3-car garage in the back. They had two Great Danes, and right this time is Christmas, so they already hired somebody to decorate their house. So, I mean, I'm talking like ceiling super high, like 20-foot Christmas trees, nutcracker man about 20 feet tall. Um, so they already hired somebody, so yeah, to design the house. You get in their house, they got a whole wine cellar, like just from the ceiling on down, just stacked with wine glasses, got their own bar. It was crazy, man. Like she showed me around the house. She had 2 pantries. One pantry is for all their glass, like they dinnerware, bowls, silverware. And typically I bring my own stuff. She's like, you don't need that. Put that back in the truck. Let me show you what we got. Okay. I like you right, though. She had enough for 25 people. And more. So she had all that. And then she had another section with straight wine glasses. Dinner napkins, all kinds of colors of dinner napkins. Then I never seen at that time. I never knew there was like a pull-out microwave. She had that, but it was so decorative. It matched the counter, so it was wood grain. And then she had a warmer in her countertop for like food. So when I plate their food, I could put it in this warmer and just press the button. It'll go back under the counter, get their food warm. It was wild, man. Then I had a grill outside, had a pool, of course. It was wild, man. So I
And
was
they
like,
look like us.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And they look like us.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I just talked to her 2 weeks ago, man. That house burned down. She had to get another.
Probably in bad eye. Yeah, the house burned down. You know,
She fine. She said, it's okay because you coming to do my housewarming. I said, okay. I said, all right. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
But they're busy. So I got a question. So obviously, but so I'm gonna ask you a question. So I'm gonna give shout out to your wife. She's not on here, but shout out to your wife. Shout out to Miss Glover.
All right.
Do you think you have ever been to achieve your goals, these goals right here, without having a supportive spouse?
Nope. No, I take that back. If I wasn't married at the time, yes. But being married and trying to achieve your goals at the same time, you need that support, man, especially with little kids. Because it's tough, man. You need somebody to motivate you sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It's because I think all people see is just success, man. Like people don't see the behind the scenes, like how much work it goes into it. And I gotta put my phone on the charge and walk downstairs. How much work and time and effort goes into it. How much you gotta invest in yourself and go through the ringer of trying to learn the business. Give me just a minute.
Oh yeah, hey, no problem. Hey guys, we want to appreciate Mr. Corey, that dude Glover, for coming on, because guys, shout out, we had Chef Brandon on the other week, who's doing great, by the way, guys. He sends us love. Now we got another chef. I'm gonna let you know, like, guys, these chefs are from here, and they are making. Chef Brandon is making a great living too. Chef Corey is making a great. These guys are making great livings for doing what they love. But one thing I'm noticing from my last 3-4 interviews in a row, everybody making good living, but they made the sacrifice and they had to have the unction to leave where they were at to go forward and pursue their goals and ambitions. And nobody said it was easy, but now they living it, guys.
Yeah, I would definitely say. Well, I think for anybody starting a business, man, you're not going to make a lot of money starting out. Just be real with you. Because you still got to think about inventory. It's a whole lot that go into it, man, especially in this industry. Because you're not home, like you always on the go. So there's a lot you got to think. You're going to dig in your own personal account. Because you got to think about gas. You got to figure out all the logistics. You don't know what kind of clientele you're going to have. So there's a lot that goes into it, man. So for all the people that's getting to this industry, think you're going to make a lot of money your first or second year, you really not. You make something, but that's why I say don't make money an object, man. Just from my
make
point
it a passion,
right? So, man, just let your gift, just when you use your gift, man, just do with a lot of pride and integrity, the way God would want you to, because He gave you the gift, man. So, but you can take it away as well. So don't take it for granted. Work hard, man. Create value for yourself. Everything would just flow from there.
So I will ask you this. So in a perfect world, do you think you stayed on your job a little too long?
Yeah.
Or the time or you left just right?
I think I stayed a little too long. And I think I left at the right time. Like I said, I think God kept me there to definitely to create more patience, man.
Okay.
Taught me about a whole lot of humility. Um, Built a lot of character and integrity
Mm-hmm.
because of what was going on at that time, man. Just see how like a whole lot of people were suffering from COVID,
Yeah.
and because everything was shut down, so they couldn't see their families. The way we talking, that's how they communicated with their loved ones. And
Oh, because
they
you're
just
right.
can't.
You're right because you're right because you couldn't visit nursing homes. So parents were dying, and they wanted to
Yeah,
see them at the funeral home. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. It's either that or um, it was wild, man. Like either that or their loved ones came by their room window and talked to them through a window.
Mm.
So I seen how they interacted, and patients fine 1 minute, the next 2 days they depressed and they gone just because they can't be with their loved ones, man. So it taught
Broken
me,
heart.
yeah, broken heart, man. It taught me a whole lot of humility, man, and a whole lot of just building patience with people. And I think at that time I really wasn't focused on therapy, man. I'm just trying to build patients like spirits up because it was rough, man. It was rough. When patients say they didn't want to work out, I believe them. They refuse. I wasn't even pushing.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot for them in the process at the time too, because so much was happening so fast. And
Damn.
it was rough, man. It was a rough patch.
But we know what that means. That's somebody passionate about what he was doing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that there because I ain't gonna lie. That got kind of deep just there. So I want to
yeah.
bring it back.
It's a
but,
whole lot I could talk about, man. It's that
but
was a time.
but that was real life. So I got a question. So for anybody, what advice would you have for anybody that's trying to enter the personal chef market? And it isn't. I don't necessarily mean money advice. I'm talking about advice like somebody who's been doing it, somebody who's trying to get into the market. What advice would you give them for being a personal chef?
Um, Definitely find a mentor, someone that's in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's one. Two, invest in yourself. Um, like going to a retreat like I did, so you can learn a business, how to start a business, and so forth. Three, I would definitely suggest on top of investing in yourself, um, man, take risks, man. Like betting yourself every day. Um, Nobody's gonna believe you more than yourself. It's every day is not gonna be golden. You ain't gonna feel
Mm-hmm.
like doing it. Um, I would say, man, this industry is very demanding, like mentally and
Okay.
physically. So um, I would say work out, but at the same time, like don't let yourself go either. Um,
Yeah.
it's a lot of physical work. It's
I
but
don't know, Corey. Hey, some of these chefs, I know they ain't working out. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, but it's after a while your body just get used to it, man. But I would say the people that's really doing it, they make it look easy behind the scenes. It's a lot of work because of
Okay.
what people don't see. There's a lot of what people don't see, man. Especially all the stuff I got to carry, man. I got to go up sometimes a flight of steps or two. So it's like let me paint a picture for you. So let's say if I got a dinner in Savannah or Charleston or whatever, right? The dinner start at 6. I'm shopping for the event at least 2 or 3 days ahead of time. Just how
Okay.
much work it takes. Um, so shopping, getting groceries, getting menu development. Um, I got to pack. I got to put that stuff in my truck. I got to drive like 2.5 hours. If you start at 6, I'm getting there like 3.5, 4 hours ahead of time. So I
Mm-hmm.
got to unload my truck, bring everything in your house. I gotta unpack that stuff, start prepping the food and stuff, and cook so everything could be ready by 6. It's a lot of work, man. So when people say, "Yo, your plates look nice," yo, behind the scenes, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work that goes into it. I don't think people really like understand that. That's all I always tell people, like, you can't just look at it, it's just coming to your house to cook. It's a whole lot of work that goes into it. Whole lot of time.
Mhm.
So I mean, imagine doing that, but you got to be consistent with it. It's gonna wear and tear on your body, man. You're gonna be tired. So with that being said, like, learn how to rest. Like, take a break. Money's not that important, man. Is You need to pay bills, but if you're gonna burn yourself out, you can't make no money. So take breaks, man. Take care of your body. Rest accordingly. Um, some other advice I would say: always talk about value. Always focus on value, man. That's the most important thing.
But I got a question. This I'm saying this as a consumer. When we speaking of value, your value is your value because you earned your value.
Mm,
But so you got to tell people like, hold on, you can't charge what I charge because you ain't got there yet. So you got to start
that's
here
that's
to
true.
get there because you charge
It's
what I
it's it's
charge, and
it's,
then
it's levels to it, man. It's levels to it because professionals make it look easy. Like, you go in these people's homes and they have all kinds of demands. Starting off, it's harder than it looks. But I mean, like I said, you get used to it, and it's like
yeah.
switch and go. You just
Okay,
get in,
so
get out.
I,
But
I got a side note. What is? Of course, you're not gonna say the person because you're not gonna do that. What is one of the most craziest demands you had, and one of the most craziest requests you had? You was like, wow, okay, but I'm gonna follow it.
um, craziest demands. I don't think I had any crazy demands. I think the craziest menu is coming up. I guess I'll give everybody a review. Um, my second biggest party to date is in 2 weeks. It's a
Hmm.
Star Wars theme party.
Okay.
So
What?
I'm not sure if you've seen that the octopus dish I did. I
No, I
posted
didn't
a
see that
video.
one.
Yeah, I posted a video about the octopus. So that's actually for that party. And
Like Java the Hood.
yeah,
If they want
so
something.
with me, I don't offer catering services. So it's a whole lot of things. The whole being a personal private chef and is definitely separate from being, doing catering services. It's a whole
Okay,
different ballgame.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I was honest with them. They did not want to hire anybody else. I was like, straight up. I said, I don't have the resources, everything like to keep your food warm. I don't have that stuff because I'm not a caterer. They understood that. So they was like, look, we just give you the money you need, buy whatever you need, whatever you want. That, speaking of value, right? They don't care. Just cut the check. Just take care of it, right? So which I like it, but at the same time is it could be scary, but what I like about it, it does make you uncomfortable, but I like the challenge, right? So
Yeah.
so right now that's like my biggest challenge right now, just trying to figure out the logistics. I gotta go to a house next week, check out her backyard, inside the house, because I need to know how I'm gonna set up and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because it's 40 people. Then you gotta figure out the cost of food. 40 people is a lot because they're gonna come back for seconds and thirds. So
That's a
that's
lot.
another thing I gotta think about.
That's a lot.
Um, Trying to buy food without trying not to spend too much. That's another thing. Because you can spend too much and kind of like, burn your profit a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
Cook too much food and have too much left over, and you realize, like, man, I done spent
Too much.
$500-600 extra where that couldn't be in my pocket. So it's stuff like that, man. Just trying to figure out the logistics. That's the trickiest thing right now, for me right now. But it's coming along.
So I got a question. So even with that, there's some time that you well, I've been asking about the business part. 'Cause I love the business part about it. So at that point, did you be like, okay, now does it make sense for me to hire a sous chef, and I'm gonna just say just cause a sous chef is a sous chef, but let me just maybe hire 2 helping hands, like 2 just helping hands,
That's exactly what I did. So I got 2 sous chefs. I was going to hire a server, but she got that and she got a bartender. So it's a big party.
Okay.
It's a big party. So that's where it comes back to logistics, man. It's a whole lot that goes into it. It's just the planning alone. The cooking is the easiest part. It's the planning that goes into it. That could be a little more difficult because, especially when I never stepped in that realm of catering.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just the planning part, man.
It's a lot.
That's more
So,
challenging at the moment.
so I got a question. So even with that, and see guys, shout out to Marvin Sports and Life, shout out to Corey for giving this information. See guys, this is why I like these kind of interviews because you guys get information that you'll never get anywhere else. So when it comes to that, it's almost like me sitting back. It's almost like to me, they should have had a party planner, and you just been responsible for the food. Then they could have had that. That's just me thinking. I don't know. I could be wrong though.
I think if it was
That's
a
a lot of
wedding,
people.
then yeah.
Okay.
But I did small intimate weddings too, where I was the planner. So you know what I mean. So because it was small intimate wedding, well, let me take that back. When it comes to the dinner part, I take care of that. But as far as planning like the wedding itself, I didn't do all that. So I was
Well,
like
Corey,
more so
I would hope
responsible
not.
for. Say that
I
again.
would hope not because that's
Oh
a whole
no,
nother fee.
that's too much, man. That's a whole different job description. I tell people that like I don't plan weddings. I just come to cook.
Yeah,
There's no need to lie about it. I'm not trying to charge you for something I don't do.
correct.
But yeah, for that party, so a lot of times when people call for something like that, they already know what they want to do in their head. So they already got it planned out. The thing is now just putting everything, all the pieces together. So I need a chef, I need a bartender, and stuff like that. So I just focus more so on the food, everything else as far as like table setups and all that. They're doing that. I don't got to take care of that.
Okay.
Tables and chairs, I don't got to do all that.
So, all right, you got it. So, this is my thing, guys. Man, Corey, I love it, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I said about it, man. I love seeing these success stories with my own eyes. I love seeing the fact that, matter of fact, guys, and he's being very modest. He didn't say nobody. He didn't say anything about the Tyler Perry Studios. He didn't say nothing about that. He's being very modest right now. He's being very modest. He said he didn't say anything about the Tyler Perry Studios engagement that he had. Well, and some stuff I get, I don't know if you can or cannot say about certain things, so I get it.
Well, that never happened. That was more like from another colleague. Like we
Okay.
kind of put this thing together because he's from New Hampshire. Where is he from?
Good Lord.
Yeah, he's from like Maryland, up north somewhere.
Okay.
And he kind of had like a client that works for Tyler Perry, and she kind of
Okay.
put him on. So I was just kind of waiting for the phone call. He was just trying to figure out the logistics. I forgot what happened, but it never happened. So I would say, man, my biggest moments, man, just last year. I'm not sure if you guys were familiar with Bachan's barbecue sauce, Japanese barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So they're sold in like all major retail stores. You can find it at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods. Um, they hit me up last year, and based out of California. So they hit me up last year. They wanted to merge the Japanese with Southern food. So they called me, and we did like a 2-day event. That was crazy. My goodness. Did a 2-day event, and I partnered with that company. So a lot of times when I do like videos and reels, you'll see a lot of their bottles, especially in brunch. So I try to like make videos and clips with their brand. So that was a major move. I was in a magazine.
I saw that.
What
I saw that.
else?
I saw that.
Yeah, did a master's. So after I cooked for Travis Green in 2021, I became his private chef last year. So yeah, man, a lot has been
You
happening.
made a way when my back was against the wall. That's what that is, guys. That's what that is, guys. That's what's
Yeah,
up, man.
yeah, man. It's just been a lot going on. So my plans now, man, I just want to continue moving forward. There's a lot of opportunities that came, I just had to turn out, especially after I left my job. One guy hit me up. He wanted me to be his menu developer, and he wanted me when he opened the restaurant. It was like a burger and salad joint. I forgot the guy's name. I had to turn it down. It was just too much going on at the time. He wanted me to do that. Then when it opened up, he wanted me to train his staff for like 2 weeks. And this was when I quit my job, man. It was so much going on at the time. So many events like together, back to back to back. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it was so much going on at the time, man. I had to hit pause for a minute and just collect myself.
Isn't that a
Time was
blessing
up.
though? That you had so much gig, that you had so much stuff going on, that you had to turn stuff down. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now.
I had to take a break, man. It was so much going on. Then nonprofit organizations calling me, wanting to partner with them. And me being nice, I say yeah to all three of them,
Man,
but I had to
we
back
can't
down
do
with all those two. It was just
it.
so much going on at the time, man. It was just
Hey,
mind-boggling. Like I was just
you,
mentally just
but
tired.
watch it though. You non-profit, but that's not what your children and your wife say.
Right. It's crazy, man, because the thing with that, and I respect them, but the thing with that, man, they wanted me for like every holiday, especially during like the peak months and stuff where business was booming. They wanted
Man, but
me
then they make
for
money too. I feel sorry
yeah,
about some
they
of them
wanted me
because they
for
make money.
yeah. So they wanted me for Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school bash, Thanksgiving, like every holiday. I'm like, I can't do that, y'all. I can't do
No,
that. It's
no,
no,
I'm sorry. Like,
it don't work that
hey,
way.
you know what you can do? Let me tell you what I see what always go good. Don't blame you. Blame it on the kids every time. Blame the kids. Hey guys, I'm for nonprofit, but my kids and my wife they for profit. I'm sorry. I wanna do it.
Yeah, I
I
told
really
them
want
straight up.
to.
I just said, listen, like this is my first year at my job. I'm still trying to figure it out. I would love to help you guys. I'll be honest with them. Except two of them, man. It just got to the point I didn't want to explain myself anymore. I kind of just it's a bad thing. I just kind of just ghosted them.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
it
that's
felt
life,
like
man.
just putting a demand on me. Like, you say you help us out do this. You gonna show up? And I was like, man, look, I ain't coming.
I can't do it. I can't
I
do it.
just can't do it, man. It's just too much. Then I got little kids. They got stuff going on.
Call
It was just too
Chick-fil-A.
much at the time, man.
Call Chick-fil-A. They got you. But anyways.
It's
Because sometimes, like you said, sometimes we give so much that sometimes people take our giving and they profit off of our giving for free and they profit off of it. And sometimes,
right.
like you said, like, get no one to say no.
But I mean, I don't mind doing stuff for free and giving back. Event because my heart, I have a big heart. I do want to give back.
Okay.
But I just do it on my own terms. I just don't tell anybody. It's just small stuff like I'll go to like I was gonna say it. Like I pick my kids up from school. Um, I go to McDonald's or Zaxby's. We'll go look for a homeless person. Yeah, I'm showing my kids what I'm doing. Like
There you
this
go.
is what you do to people. Like you feed them.
That's right.
It's money isn't everything. All this gifts we buy you is you got to be grateful for these things because there's a lot
Correct.
of people in the streets. They don't know where the next meal coming from, right? So,
Correct.
um,
Correct.
or just pump somebody gas. I've done that plenty of times. So I just buy somebody groceries. The person behind me. You know what I
Man,
mean?
let me tell you something. Corey, and
Stuff I don't talk about, but it's all good. I mean, it really don't need to be mentioned, but this is my way of giving back to
giving back.
people.
Let me tell you
You know
something.
what I mean?
I give back. I get back a lot to you. Lord, God don't judge me. You're a good man because whenever me and my son we together and we see a man sometime walking through the car, I'm like, son, look straight. We don't we not doing
Nah, I done that plenty of times too now. And then
no, I'm like, so no, I know I contact because this is my thing though. Because now, well, I go to the league, so I get back a lot. I do a lot of for kids and side note and shout out to all the coaches out there. A lot of coaches know how many meals we pay for kids who don't have, who don't have it. You know, we give it, but I definitely. I believe in drawing the line.
I'm with you now. Like I like y'all look straight. We ain't feeding everybody. Like, because the one thing I'm not gonna give you is money. I'll feed you before I give you money. I'm not giving nobody money because I'm not trying to feed your addiction. No, my money is gonna go right there at McDonald's or Burger King or Zaxby's, and you're gonna drink this combo meal with this large Coke. You better enjoy it too, and say thank you.
That's right, man. But hey, guys, I want to thank you guys for episode 93. I want to thank Corey for coming on, Private Chef Extraordinaire for coming on episode 93. Sharing his wisdom, sharing his love, sharing his knowledge. Hey guys, you ain't hit that like and that share button, then you're gonna see this tomorrow. Hit that like and that share button. This will be available on all podcast platforms. And before I close out, I'm gonna let Corey say the last words before we get on out of here. It's on you, Corey.
All right, man. My last words, I would say, just words of wisdom, is Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Do that, man. And like I said, better yourself every day. Take risks. Accept all the challenges. Especially for the young ones out there. Start early, man. Start early now, man. Take every risk you can now. So by the time you're my age, man, you don't gotta try to figure it out. Man, you already got it done. And I wish you guys the best. God bless you all. Much favor, love, your prosperity from the purger coming to murder your kitchen next.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Episode 93 Marvin Sports and Life. Hit the like and that share button. Signing out. Hey man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really appreciate it, brother.
Man.
All right.